People who are deep thinkers have a very unique personality that sets them apart from the crowd, and they certainly are the most intellectual and compassionate people you could ever meet. They're curious learners, and they feel things deeply. They're people who always observe and have diverse interests. Deep thinkers think profoundly and delve into the very essence of everything. In this video, we're going to discuss 12 surprising signs you're a deep thinker. The video is going to be amazingly informative, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 12. You always try to be kind. It can be easy to dismiss complex individuals as having large egos and being downright jerks, and while that may be true for some, it's definitely not the case for most of them. Complex individuals tend to be kinder than other people because they're above all the petty emotions and drama that most people can't get over. For a complex individual, there are so many more important things that trying to get back at people or feeding their own ego, so they would rather be nice to those around them. They know that kindness goes a long way in making other people feel better, but also in making their own souls feel better. Number 11. You overthink everything. Deep thinkers in relationships can make things unnecessarily complicated by overthinking every little thing. They're used to overthinking relationships and love along with everything else in life. They notice even the slightest change in how their partners look at them or talk to them. They start overthinking why that change occurred, and sometimes that can cause relationship problems that weren't there in the first place. They overanalyze things, and if their partners say something negative, it affects their self-esteem so negatively that they start to question their self-worth. Deep thinkers tend to take rejection too personally and internalize their feelings to the point where they don't think they're worthy of love. It makes them overthink everything they say or do around their partner. Number 10. You're an ambivert. You'd love solitude more than group sessions, but only till you get surrounded by interactive and deep-thinking people. There's a difference between you being alone and being lonely. You can be surrounded by thousands of people and still feel lonely. On the contrary, you could be alone talking to yourself and still won't feel the need to have someone to talk to. Being an ambivert doesn't mean you don't open up or speak to everyone, it simply means being selectively social and preferring to have conversations with yourself more often than with others. Number 9. You struggle to make decisions. You might try to convince yourself that thinking longer and harder helps you. After all, you're looking at a problem from every possible angle. But overanalyzing and obsessing actually becomes a barrier. Research shows thinking too much makes it tough to make decisions. If you're indecisive about everything from what to eat for dinner to which hotel you should book, you might be overthinking things. It's very likely that you're wasting a lot of time looking for second opinions and researching your options when ultimately those little choices might not matter so much. Number 8. Poor social skills and difficulty relating to others. Deep thinking often comes with social incompetence. Social skills are usually an innate quality, even though they can be developed. Yet, social communication mainly relies on the practical, everyday side of life. And this is something deep thinkers are not really good at, as they tend to have highly theoretical minds. This inability to connect with other people easily makes the feeling of detachment even more intense. At the same time, the tendency to think deeply leaves a mark on your perception of other people as well. Being a deep thinker is not only about trying to solve the world's problems or eternal dilemmas. Many deep thinkers are fascinated with the human psyche and its mysteries. The ability to analyze human nature in depth also affects social situations and day-to-day interactions with people. Number 7. Periods of introspection and causeless sadness. If you're a deep thinker, you're probably familiar with the feeling of sadness you may have from time to time, for no obvious reason. It's a sort of existential depression. In these periods, you're just drawn into yourself analyzing your life or reflecting on existential issues. Nothing can really get you out of this state unless the flow of your thoughts comes to some conclusion. Thinking in depth is directly linked with reflecting on existential questions. A person who has never asked themselves about the meaning of life and everything can't be really considered a deep thinker. Is there life after death? Who am I? What's my purpose in this world? Questions like these are certainly interesting to think about. At the same time though, they have no answers, so reflecting on these matters automatically means that you'll be chasing the elusive truth for a long time and will never reach it. Number 6. You are introverts. Introverts prefer to recharge themselves by having some me time. They spend most of their time in their head, constantly analyzing the information they're exposed to. Since deep thinkers give little importance to social situations and small talk, they're at risk to feel lonely from time to time. It's not that introverts avoid all social interactions or hate everyone. Since they'd rather be solving complex problems, they want their social interactions to be high quality. When introverts engage in a high-quality interaction, it can fill them up for months. If they get these high-quality interactions often, they thrive. Since introverts like to process information deeply and slowly, they can't tolerate high-stimulation situations such as noisy parties or workplaces. Number 5. You're an empath. Being a deep thinker leads us often to a deeper knowledge of human nature. Introspection, which is important, gives us the possibility to learn about our feelings and also allows us to make conclusions, results, about other people's feelings. So what the people are feeling. Deeper thinking leads us to transgress the individual boundaries and to put ourselves in other people's shoes. This isn't a purely intellectual process, it involves emotions. Deep thinkers are often empathetic with other people. They can feel what other people feel. Empathy is crucial for all relationships, and it's the basis of any community. It saves us from egoistic separateness and leads to unity, solidarity, and equality. Empaths don't treat people the way they don't want to be treated. Number 4. You talk to yourself. No, it's not a sign you're crazy, just the opposite. A study by psychologists Paloma Murray-Beffa and Alexander Kirkham of Bangor University showed that talking out loud to yourself improves self-control, an important form of intelligence. They gave study participants a set of tasks and accompanying written instructions, asking them to read the instructions silently or out loud. Measured concentration and performance from those who read out loud were far better. Talking out loud nets control, which is why so many professional athletes talk to themselves out loud during games. Number 3. You like to analyze situations. Analyzing seems to come naturally to you. You're usually not satisfied with the who, what, where, or when of a situation. You also need to find out the hows and the whys. For you, it's crucial to understand cause-effect relationships, patterns, and other details. Before you make a decision, you look at the pros and cons of different options too. Many people turn to you for advice because of this trait, whether about the school, work, relationships, or other matters. You can help them assess their situation, see things from different points of view, and urge them to make wise and informed decisions. Number 2. They are usually quiet and invisible. A deep thinker isn't going to find it easy to give their thoughts on something if they haven't fully decided on something yet. They prefer to be invisible. For them, it's better not to open one's mouth if what they're going to say is not useful or sensible. Besides, conversations happen too fast for them to really keep up. Because of this, you'll find that deep thinkers will be quiet and unassuming most of the time, at least until you ask them about something they know a lot about. The moment you bring up a topic they know a lot about, they're gonna talk your ears off like there's no tomorrow. Number 1. Small talk bores you. Complex people aren't so interested in the mundane. Sure, they would engage in jokes from high school or embarrassing tales from work, but that's not really the best way to build relationships with them. Complex people thrive and seek out conversations that challenge and intrigue them. For instance, they might enjoy talking about work and figuring out other people need to feel fulfilled in their jobs. It's not so much the topic of conversation, but the intent behind it. They could probably talk about bread as long as they can engage it in a curious, non-superficial way. Let us know your opinion in the comment section down below. This is all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video. Please click on the next video clip to watch for more health info. Thank you very much.